Is this also happening to you when you're trying to film your videos? Then I just want to let you know that it is totally normal. So my name is Christian, and right now I'm helping a lot of different entrepreneurs creating their personal brand and just helping them making better storytelling to tell that message so it align more with the audience, so in the end they're actually going to sell more through the video content that they are making. And for everyone that has been starting out, I haven't yet experienced one that doesn't have this problem here. So that's why I've been making this video here with the 5 best advice that I can give you that have been helping me make better content over time. And by the end, when you're done watching this video here, you're going to be at least 60% better than you was before you're watching it. So I'm not promising too much. I hope you're ready. So if you are, let's go. So the first advice that I want to share with you guys is that it's actually pretty fucking obvious if you're like thinking about it, but that is practice every day. And it sounds stupid because it is. Like, practice make you an expert in whatever skills or whatever craft that you are trying to develop. Okay, so practice speaking to the camera on a daily basis is just gonna make it feel more natural for you. I don't know if you have been hearing the saying that you should speak to the person behind the camera and not the camera itself, but that's how naturally I actually want to make it feel when you're speaking to the camera. I want you to look into that lens and I want you to see the person behind that lens and not actually the lens itself. Because when you are doing this, then you can sound really natural. You can come with your own energy and you can share so much about yourself because you're not really nervous in the same way, because it is really weird to actually just speak into this glass lens with no soul in it at all. It is a weird thing and you need to get comfortable with it. And the way to doing that is really just by practicing. So something that I'm doing that has been helping me a lot is that I have been starting to do video journal, like video diaries, where I'm just talking to the camera about the life experience that I'm going through and the different times of my life. I'm going to use it for another video, so if you haven't, then subscribe because the video is going to be great. But just in general, it's a really good idea because first of all, it's really fun to go back and could see yourself 1 year ago speaking to the camera in that different way and just seeing those challenges that you was dealing with back then. But it also just makes you more comfortable speaking to the camera, and that's actually the reason why we are doing it. Because you want to be as comfortable in front of the camera if you want the best experience and the best result by doing this here. So the next advice that I want to give with you is actually something that I'm still struggling with sometimes, but I have been seeing a huge benefit by me doing this. So when I'm actually going back to doing it my old ways, I'm just fucking up. So what I'm doing is that I'm not scripting my videos. And yes, you heard that right. I'm not really scripting my video, but let me explain. Because you can take a video and you can put it into 3 different parts. The first part is the hook. Then we have like the storytelling, the middle, and then we have the ending. So I'm focusing a lot with scripting at the hook. I want the hook to be just right, because the hook is kind of the time that you have to grab people's attention. You have to make the hook all about the expectations people have by clicking on your video. If you're doing on Instagram or you're doing on other socials, you still want the hook to be as strong as possible to just make the viewer wants to watch what you have to say into the end of this video here. So I'm kind of like scripting out the hook, but the middle part, that's the part that you can spend way too long on scripting. And then when you are kind of reading it up in front of camera, you're just sitting here trying to think, what was it that I was going to say in the next line? So the natural energy, the energy flow that you have inside of you is not actually showing up on camera, because it is not, you're just speaking out of a script. And most of the time, the like language that we are writing in contrast to the language that we're speaking is actually 2 different languages. Like, try to just write something, then record yourself saying it, and then listen to it after. It sounds awful. and that's because you are now speaking in a written language and not like a spoken language, and it's just quite fun. So what I'm doing is that I'm only scripting the part of the hook, and then in the middle I'm just writing down some bullet points about what I want to say in this video, what topics that I want to cover and everything like that, but really just like small lines, and then I'm just free flowing about each small line in this video here, and that actually making my energy sound way better and making it sound way more natural, and it's just working great. The CTA, like the end part of the video, is also a part that I'm focusing on because I really want you guys to watch the rest of my videos because they are going to be awesome. So I'm going to show you in the end of this video here how my CTAs are built up just by showing you how I'm actually building them up, so stay tuned for that. So the third advice that I want to give you is that is something that I have been learning a lot, and this is something when we're going into the human psychology and just thinking about how can we use psychology to actually improve ourselves, and this is something that we call cognitive reframing. So when you are doing something that you're not comfortable with, it's kind of you're getting this like feeling down here in the bottom of your stomach, getting a little bit nervous, you doesn't really like it, and if you're thinking about it, that's the same kind of feeling inside of your body that you're getting when you're getting excited. And that is because the way, like the chemical reactions that happens inside of your body when you're getting nervous and when you're getting excited is actually the same. The only difference is how your mind are perceiving the different information. So if you are like uncomfortable in the situation that you're sitting in, then you're going to feel nervous. If you are like happy and motivated about what is going to happen to you, for example when you're going into trying a ride in a Tivoli or something like that, then you're going to feel more excited because you're actually comfortable in the situation that you're in. So cognitive reframing is that you are changing your perception of the different tasks that you have to do it. So instead of saying, oh fuck, I'm nervous sitting here filming, then say, fuck yes, I'm excited to do this. Okay, I'm so excited to be in front of the camera, to tell my masses, to do all those different things. I have this energy and I just want to give it to you guys, because then the energy changing totally. You're not really nervous anymore. Now you're just excited to do this the best way that you can do this as possible. I'm serious. In the next video, try to do this. This is a killer advice that I just gave you. So the next advice that I want to give to you guys is that when you are watching the videos after and before you posting, try to watch it without judgment, okay? Don't be hard on yourself when you're trying to improve yourself. Instead, focusing on the good parts of the video. Say, instead of saying like, I don't like this, then say, I really love when I did this here. So let's try to do some more of this here and less of this here. But you're kind of focusing on all the good things, because just trying is really hard, but it's also a psychology game inside that how we humans are, the way we are made, is that when you're focusing on the positive things, kind of like don't put your hand there because it's going to burn. The baby will highly likely going over there and put the hand there, burn, and say, well, this really hurts. And that is because you told him not to do it. So he's just focusing on, he's not focusing on not, he's just focusing on what to actually do. And the same with us, deep inside of our brain is that we are focusing on what we're hearing. So when you are saying, I want to do more of the positive things, then you hear what you want to do more of. When you're saying, I don't want to do more of this here, then something inside of yourself just hear that thing that you don't want to do more about, and doesn't really have any contracts about it because it's so deep down in your subconscious. Yeah, that's just how it is. So try to focus on the good things that you want to do better, because over a long term, over a year, something like that, that's going to make your videos so much better by becoming better and what you actually want to become better at, and stop focusing too much on what doesn't actually help you. Okay, you want to become a killer. Remember, this is like a long game. Like this, they're saying that this is not a sprint, this is a marathon, and that is true to everything in life. And it's also true when you are making video. It is a marathon. You want to become better in the long run, also in the short term, but in the long run is where most of your growth is actually going to happen. So the last advice that I want to give to you guys before I'm going to show you my CTA is record before you're ready. Okay, and that is a little bit with like going back to my saying at the second advice that I'm using bullet points instead of scripting it. That is because overthinking is the killer Okay, if you're starting to overthink what it is that you're actually going to do, then you're going to end up maybe at all not doing it, or maybe you're just doing it but in a worse performance that you actually wanted to show out and put in front of the camera. So when I'm saying that I want you to record before you are ready, then I'm just saying don't overthink it, just do it. Like, it's not really this hard here, and there's a lot of like fear about what other people are actually thinking when you're recording those videos here. And with that said, that is just limited belief that's actually inside of your head, because when you're starting to record more videos, you're going to learn that people actually don't really care about what you're doing in front of the camera. They're just caring about their own things. They are the main character of their own movie. They're just focusing on themselves. They don't really care too much about you. So when you're starting to record, you're pretty much afraid of what other people are going to say about you. You're pretty much like all the time thinking like, oh my god, this is going to be so embarrassing. And in a way it is, because when I'm looking back at my first videos, I'm getting a little bit cringed out. But you're going to have the same. You're going to deal with the same. So it doesn't really matter if you're spending 10, 20, 30, 40 hours on the videos that you're making. In 10 videos from now, you're going to cringe out over the video that you was making anyway. And it's just how growth is actually happening. So just get out there, make the content, because by making the content, you're going to be better at making the content. So just do it, guys. It's really not that hard. And if you guys are interested to actually becoming the best person out there, to build a personal brand, to be in front of the camera, to learn how to be comfortable and confident when you are putting yourself out online and building up your digital image, then you should totally subscribe to this channel, because that's what I'm going to make all this channel about. And if you're sitting right now and dealing with some kind of issue, I think you're going to love to watch this video here, because that probably have the answer for whatever you're going to say. So did you guys see what I was just doing there? I was recommending you to go watch this video up here, because this is, again, is my video. And it's just another YouTube tip that I want to give to you guys, because if you can make people watch more than just one of your videos, the people that are watching your videos is going to love you, because they're starting to build a connection with you, and the way that actually getting them to know you. So this is just the way I'm doing my CTAs in my videos, and I highly recommend that you're going to do your CTAs at the same way. And again, if you want to be more comfortable and learn how to be in front of the camera, check that video out. I'm going to put it up here now for real this time here, and I'm going to see you in the next one.